Hi and welcome to the Arsenal Circle, here to talk to you today about the latest fixture between Arsenal and Chelsea. A 3-1 win to the Gunners, a brilliant performance I must say, especially in that first half of course. No goals in the second half for us, which was unfortunate. But yeah, we're going to go straight into this one, kick it off with the lineup, which is going to be an interesting one. We're actually going to be able to talk about it for a while, because usually it's the same lineup week in, week out. I've got a couple points to talk about this week. So yeah, let's go straight into it. We started Jakub Kiwior over Rob Holding this week. Now, I thought that was interesting because Rob Holding hasn't been the problem. It's just the lack of Saliba that's been the problem. So I didn't think that much was going to change by adding Jakub Kiwior instead. But he looked very solid, very good, had a great game, and I'll get on to him later. Other notable changes including Jorginho starting in the midfield against Chelsea. I thought that was a good touch. I think we needed to take him out for a game and give Jorginho a go, because it just wasn't working, let's be honest with ourselves, over the last couple of games. And then obviously Jorginho with a very good performance and a big role to play in tonight's game. Trossard also came in for Martinelli. Now, I thought that was quite surprising because Martinelli hasn't been particularly bad or anything. But, it's fine to give Trossard a go. And at least, he'll get some minutes. And, it's just a bit of a training session for us today, it was. That's, interesting. Interesting that we changed the lineup with Kiwior. Kiwior was the one that I thought, how come he's starting? But he really impressed me, so I'm going to talk about him first. His ability to play that right centre-back role so naturally, even though he's a left-footed centre-back, was quite impressive. You didn't notice a struggle for him. He fit right in. Looked very comfortable in that Arsenal side, and I've got no complaints about him. A very solid game from him. Similarly with Jorginho, as I said, he had a very good game. I think the ratings have just updated there. He had a very decent game, Jorginho. And I was quite impressed by him. And Leandro Trossard coming into the lineup was, as I said, he was alright. But other notable performances in that first half, I want to talk about Granit Xhaka. This is not just the first half, this is throughout the game. If Odegaard didn't get 2 goals, Xhaka was man of the match, because he was causing so many problems. He felt like Martinelli on that left side. It was really impressive and a truly great performance. Also, as I said, you have to mention Odegaard because he was such a wizard in the midfield today. So crucial. And really looked like he brought back some old form. 2 goals today. And our other goal scorer, Jesus, who was brilliant throughout the match as well. I have to talk about him, give him an honourable mention. Because, as I say, he was brilliant as well. And that means 4 Arsenal players are on 10 plus goals this season because of that. We're the only team to have that done. I'm really proud of the boys. Really impressive. And we're back to top of the league now. Just got to hold on to it. I know we're chasing because, let's be honest, City are going to beat West Ham. And if they don't, they'll beat the next team they play. But it's not over till it's over. We have to keep this positive mindset, keep this momentum, keep this result, and go forward with it. Because the Arsenal I saw today looked like the Arsenal before we played Liverpool. Looked like the Arsenal that were playing against Leeds. Going for goals. Really, really nice football. Fast-paced football. Ben White back to doing those brilliant overlapping runs with Saka. Shame Saka didn't get more involved on the goal-scoring front today, but that's fine. As I said, Xhaka was going back to that role of just being such a forward-thinking player. It was really nice to see. And, the whole team in general was just brimming with confidence. The flow was much better. That rating for Ramsdale, by the way, is very harsh. When he was needed, he made some important saves. And, I think that's all I've got to talk about for the first half. I mean, it says it all. It was a training match in that first half. Second half, however, Jesus Christ, we could have had about 10. We really could have. We had so much pressure on them, and we could have had a lot of goals. And I think the fact that we had so many chances at goal and didn't get any goals from it kind of deflated the crowd a bit. And it was a very boring second half. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, we were the better team throughout. A couple sloppy mistakes, one of which obviously led to the goal. I mean, Chelsea could have had a couple if they were more clinical, but they weren't. But let's be honest. Let's not joke about. We were the better team on the pitch by some margin, and it's just proven again and again that London is red. Frank Lampard has now lost all of his games back at Chelsea. It's just not good enough. Let's go on to the substitutions before we talk about the rest of the second half, and then we'll go on to Chelsea. And if I feel I need to, I might talk about the referee, although I don't really need to. There wasn't much to talk about with the referee today. But yeah, let's talk about Martinelli, who came on, and I thought he was going to change the game a bit. I thought he was going to get us a couple goals. He didn't do that, but he looked very good in that left hand side, very threatening, did his job. We saw out the game from there. Kieran Tierney, similarly, I think he was needed after we conceded, and it was kind of Zinchenko's fault. Let's not sugarcoat it. Not the greatest kind of thing from Zinchenko, but that's another thing that I wanted to mention. When we have Saliba, it's so different because we can drop Ben White back into that back three and we got the defensive cover. When we don't have Saliba, we need Zinchenko to be that extra defender. We need an extra defender there. But, obviously we don't have Saliba, so that wasn't possible. Nelson came on, did his job. He didn't look great today in comparison to some of his other displays, his other cameos, but he came on and did his job. Gabriel, we should have brought him off a lot earlier. Let's not lie to ourselves, because he was holding that hamstring for a long time, and hamstring injury can be quite bad. We really don't want him out for the rest of the season. We've got 4 games remaining now. We need to keep him fit, especially with Saliba fit. Imagine we're lining up against Newcastle with Kiwior and Rob Holding. I'll be terrified. We just have to focus this energy next time out against Newcastle and really go at them. And Partey came on, did his job. But yeah, let's move on to Chelsea. Let's talk about Chelsea a bit, because let's first of all talk about some notable performances. The ones in green are the notable performances, funnily enough. It's almost like FootMob is watching the game. But yeah, Noni Madueke, he came on, didn't come on, he started, and he looked like their only threat going forward the whole game. And he eventually got that goal, and it was down to a Zinchenko mistake. But you have to commemorate him, because he did have a very nice game in that right wing position. It's a shame the players around him couldn't do much. I mean, Enzo Fernandez was invisible. I didn't even realise he was on the pitch. I genuinely didn't know he was on the pitch until now that I'm looking at it. Kovacic, he did a couple important things, but he was a bit hit or miss at times. Sterling did absolutely nothing, like genuinely nothing. He was terrible. Aubameyang, same story. Azpilicueta was poor. Fofana was poor. Thiago Silva, I mean, he was alright at points, but again, not to his best self. And Chilwell was just, again, poor. Kepa, he did his bit, but, there wasn't much he could do, which is why he's got that 7 rating, I guess. I mean, let's just look at it here. I mean, look at the expected goals as well. To be fair, I thought we'd be a lot higher than that, but 16 shots, 4 big chances, we really were the better team today. Let's not lie about that. And a really impressive performance from Arsenal. What else was I going to say? Yeah, I was going to say I could talk about the referee, but there's not much to say. He kind of did his bit. I mean, look at the momentum of the match. We just are clearly the better team. And yeah, I think that's all I have to say, really. Over to you now, City. We have to keep this momentum going and bring this momentum to Newcastle. Let me know what you thought about the match down in the comment section below. Do Arsenal have a chance of winning the league? That's the question I'm asking today. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and thank you for watching. Goodbye.